2026 isn't even over yet, and some of Hollywood's biggest names are already watching years of fame, money, and influence slip through their fingers. But one of these downfalls is far more brutal than the others. Some celebrities are fighting to protect their reputations, others are watching old controversies come back with a vengeance, and a few are discovering that the hardest thing to recover from isn't losing money, it's losing the audience. Because once the public changes the way it sees you, even millions of dollars can't simply buy that trust back. And the strangest part? Some of these downfalls didn't actually begin in 2026. This may simply be the year the cracks became impossible to hide. Justin Timberlake. For years, Justin Timberlake seemed almost untouchable. NSYNC star, solo superstar, actor, Grammy winner, Hollywood heartthrob. But the image has become increasingly complicated. His old treatment of Britney Spears and the fallout surrounding Janet Jackson have been revisited repeatedly over the years. Then came his 2024 DWI arrest, and in 2026, the story is still following him. Timberlake filed a lawsuit seeking to prevent the release of body camera footage from that arrest, arguing that its release could cause serious harm to his reputation. A judge temporarily blocked the footage while the legal battle continued. That's how celebrity downfalls often work, not one explosion, just one controversy piling on top of another. Jared Leto. Then came a much darker story. In 2026, a BBC documentary featured allegations from 10 women accusing Jared Leto of sexual assault and harassment, with some allegations involving women who were teenagers at the time. Leto has denied the allegations, but the accusations have triggered renewed scrutiny of the Oscar-winning actor and 30 Seconds to Mars frontman, with reports suggesting his Hollywood standing has been seriously damaged. And this is where celebrity careers can change almost overnight. An actor can spend decades building a reputation, then one investigation can completely change the conversation around them. Then there's Blake Lively. Once one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, Lively became deeply entangled in the legal and public relations battle surrounding It Ends With Us and Justin Baldoni. Court documents were unsealed, private messages became public, the dispute became a social media spectacle, and by 2026, several of Lively's claims had been dismissed, while remaining matters were ultimately settled. Whatever side people took, one thing was obvious: the perfect Hollywood image had become a battlefield. And when private disputes become public entertainment, nobody really walks away untouched. Harry and Meghan. Then there are Harry and Meghan. Their problem isn't one scandal, it's momentum. Their Hollywood projects have repeatedly faced intense scrutiny, and in 2026, Netflix ended their partnership with them. Then their documentary, Cookie Queens, reportedly earned only around $513,000 domestically, triggering renewed criticism of their entertainment ambitions.
For two people with enormous global recognition, that's the uncomfortable question. Can fame actually translate into successful entertainment? Because being famous can get people to click, but it can't guarantee they'll keep watching. The real reason these downfalls feel different. Here's the scary part. Celebrity downfalls used to take years. Now it can happen in weeks. A court document gets uploaded, an old interview goes viral, a former employee speaks, a video resurfaces, millions of people see it, and suddenly the celebrity's carefully constructed narrative is competing against millions of other narratives. That's why 2026 has already felt brutal. The internet doesn't just expose celebrities anymore, it archives them. Everything they've ever said can come back, everything they've ever done can be reconsidered, and every mistake can become new content. But perhaps the biggest lesson from these celebrity downfalls is that fame doesn't disappear when you make a mistake. It becomes something much more dangerous, a spotlight. The bigger the celebrity, the harder it is to hide anything. Justin Timberlake is still dealing with consequences of controversies that have followed him for years. Jared Leto is facing serious new allegations that he denies. Blake Lively's legal battle transformed her public image, and Harry and Meghan are discovering that global recognition doesn't automatically translate into successful Hollywood careers. None of these stories are necessarily finished, and that's the most interesting part, because 2026 isn't over yet. There are still months left for another comeback, another scandal, or perhaps the most shocking downfall of all. And if history has taught us anything, it's this: the celebrity you think is untouchable today could be tomorrow's biggest headline.